Welcome back to Ben Films. Today I'm starting a new series on this channel called Building with Cardboard 101, where I will teach you all the things I've learned over the years about working with cardboard. In this first episode, I am going to show you the tools of the trade, and I'm going to be showing you the main tools that you're going to use. So I will start with the most important tool, which is an x-acto knife. Now this knife, I use it for most of the cuts with cardboard. It's great for cutting small details, but for cutting larger areas, I'll use a box cutter like this. And for both of those knives, you'll need some lots of extra blades for when they get dull. And I will also use some scissors, just for trimming off little bits. Yeah. And of course, you'll need something to cut on. I'm sure by now you've noticed the cutting mat on the table here. This is important because if you cut on something else, it will ruin that surface along with ruining the blades. I like using one that covers somewhat of a large area, so I don't have to move it around when cutting bigger pieces. This one right here is 18 by 24 inches, if you were wondering. Next, let's talk about glue. Yes, I know glue isn't really a tool, but the glue gun is a tool, and since I'm talking about the glue gun, I thought I should probably talk about other glues too at the same time. So this is my glue gun. It's been working really well for me, yeah, but there's one very important thing I want to say when buying a glue gun. Do not buy the cheap ones like from the dollar store or something. They're terrible, they fall apart, they break, they just don't last very long. So I recommend spending a bit more money and getting a nice one like this. It really pays off in the end. The next glue I use the most is super glue. I'm actually out right now, but you can imagine what super glue looks like. It's great for gluing on small little details, and another cool thing you can do with it is actually take a little piece for what you're building and soak it sort of in the liquid super glue. I prefer to use the liquid super glue opposed to the gel kind, but coat your piece in the liquid super glue, and it can, once it dries, it hardens, and it's more durable. So that's a little trick there. And I also use just a regular glue stick. This, I just use this to glue like pattern pieces onto a piece of cardboard so I can cut it out, just so it doesn't move around while trying to trace it. I just put a little bit on so that I can remove it after. And another type of glue that I use is wood glue, but I will go over that in a separate video. Next, I want to talk about the heat gun. I use this tool a lot more when I'm working with foam, but I use it a bit for cardboard too. I can use it on a low setting to help the paint dry faster. And I can also use it to separate seams that I glued together with hot glue. Now, one thing, you don't want to use it over your cutting mat because it's hot and it can warp it. I learned that the hard way. So I got it out of the way here, and you can see I'm going to demonstrate taking apart two pieces of cardboard. I got two pieces glued together here. It's kind of a messy seam, but this is just for demonstration purposes, so it's fine. So I'm just going to go over it with the heat gun, and it'll melt the hot glue, and I can take the pieces apart. Okay, so you can see I melted the glue, and there you go. I can just pull them apart. Need to clean up that seam a bit, but you know, if you glue two pieces together and the wrong way and you need to take them apart, that works well. And of course, be careful. This is super hot. So there are some other tools that I will cover in future episodes, but I'll just mention them quickly. So, tools for sanding, such as sandpaper, a hand sander, and sanding blocks, and also other tools like paintbrushes and palette knives. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for future episodes, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!